In just 12 shots, 12 seconds, the elite precision shooting range fell into a stunned silence. Sarah Kane stood motionless, her pistol still smoking, as the mocking laughter of the wealthy elite 30 seconds earlier turned to ghostly pale faces. Among the silver spoon aristocrats, no one suspected the unassuming woman they ridiculed was once the legendary ghost shooter. Now, they would face the consequences. If you want to see an underdog become the elite's worst nightmare, comment "Ghost Shooter" below for the full story. Sarah Kane adjusted her plain sweater as she entered the gleaming doors of Elite Precision, a shooting range dripping with exclusivity, marble floors, gold-plated rifle-shaped door handles, a playground for America's richest gun enthusiasts. Far from her modest paralegal salary, Sarah wasn't here for luxury. She had waited years for this place to open, driven by a purpose no one could fathom. "Welcome to Elite Precision," chirped a receptionist, her smile as fake as her perfect teeth, eyeing Sarah's thrift store outfit with thinly veiled disdain. "Do you have an appointment?" Her tone suggested Sarah had wandered into the wrong place, perhaps mistaking it for a community center. "I'd like to join the advanced marksmanship class," Sarah said, sliding her credit card across the counter. The receptionist's eyebrows shot up, nearly vanishing into her hairline. Behind her, two men in tailored suits chuckled. One, a distinguished man with graying hair and a watch worth more than Sarah's car, whispered to his friend, sparking louder laughter. She recognized him instantly from her research: Victor Grayson, owner of Elite Precision and a web of shady businesses. Sarah had spent 3 years tracing his empire, and now she was here. "Ma'am, the advanced class is for experienced shooters," the receptionist said, enunciating as if Sarah were a child. Victor approached, his cologne announcing him first. "Problem, Lauren?" he asked, eyeing Sarah with amused curiosity. "No problem," Sarah replied coolly. "Just signing up for your advanced class." She catalogued details: 18 security cameras, 3 armed guards, a keypad-locked storage door. She played the part of a clueless novice while her mind worked like a machine. "The advanced class is tough," Victor said, his tone dripping condescension. "It requires talent." His companion, a high-profile lawyer tied to arms dealers, smirked. Sarah smiled mildly. "I'll manage." Victor weighed his options: turn away a customer or let her fail for his amusement. Greed won. "Welcome, Miss Kane." Sarah Kane. His eyes showed no recognition. Perfect. Her past was buried deep, as promised. "See you tomorrow at 10, Victor said with a smirk, muttering to his friend, "This'll be fun." The next day, Sarah arrived early, noting the layout and routines. Victor placed her at the farthest lane, ensuring everyone could witness her failure. The class was a parade of designer-clad elites, business tycoons, politicians' kids, trust fund brats. Among them was Chloe Wentworth, Senator Wentworth's daughter, whose arrogance matched her diamond-studded shooting glasses. She sneered at Sarah, whispering to her posse, "Bet she thinks a trigger's a saddle part." Sarah picked up the pistol, feeling its familiar weight. 7 years had passed since she last held a gun, 7 years of burying her past as ghost shooter, the elite sniper. Her muscles remembered, though her heart wished they didn't. The instructor, James Carter, seemed vaguely familiar. He gave her a pitying look, explaining basics like she was a toddler. "Hold it firmly, Ms. Kane. There's kickback." Her fluid chamber check raised his brow, but he moved on. She'd need to be cautious. That night, in her modest apartment, Sarah stared at a faded photo of Michael, her husband, in his uniform. 7 years since a botched mission destroyed her life. 7 years since Michael uncovered a conspiracy linking arms dealers to falsified intelligence, only to be killed in a staged training accident. The mission she was blamed for targeted civilians, not insurgents, and was orchestrated to cover illegal arms deals. Michael's last words haunted her. Find them, Sarah. Make it right. She traced the conspiracy to Victor Grayson, whose elite precision was a front for a massive illegal arms network. A letter from Michael, delayed for years, arrived 3 months ago. Victor's building something big called Elite. Don't let them bury this. You're the best shot I've ever seen, ghost shooter. Tomorrow, she'd play the fool again, planting micro cameras and gathering evidence. At Elite Precision, the range echoed with gunfire. James explained precision drills, his eyes flickering with puzzlement at Sarah. She fumbled her stance deliberately, drawing snickers from Chloe's clique. Wrong class, budget Barbie, Chloe whispered. Sarah's shots missed wildly, fueling their laughter. Victor later cornered James. How's our star pupil? She needs work, James said neutrally. Victor laughed. Mess. Kane, this class might be too much. I can refund you for a beginner's course. Sarah smiled. I'll stay, Mr. Grayson. I like a challenge. His smirk faded. He hadn't expected defiance. That night, Sarah infiltrated the loading bay, photographing crates with serial numbers tied to black market weapons. Victor supervised, alongside men from international watch lists. She sent the images to her agency contact, her cover as the bumbling shooter intact. Justice was closing in. Weeks passed, and Sarah's improvement kept her in the class without drawing suspicion. Chloe's taunts became white noise as Sarah's cameras captured Victor's operations. She befriended Ethan Brooks, a working-class shooter mock like her but with raw talent. My dad taught me, he said, packing up. He was a cop. You're good, Sarah said, dropping her facade briefly. She shared tips, claiming they were from books, but they were combat-honed techniques. James watched, his suspicion growing. One night, James confronted her. You're not what you seem, MS. Kane. Those tips? Special ops stuff. Sarah laughed hollowly. Too many action movies. He leaned closer. 7 years ago, a sniper called Ghost Shooter vanished after a failed mission. Female, unmatched skill, sealed record. I was on that Delta team. I never saw her, but I heard about her eyes, unblinking, like yours. Sarah's pulse raced, but she stayed calm. I'm just a paralegal from Seattle. Days later, Victor announced a shooting competition, a public humiliation for Sarah and Ethan. She overheard Chloe arguing with Victor. This is too far. Do what's necessary, Victor snapped. Cracks were forming. The competition day buzzed with tension. Media, elite guests, and shadowy arms dealers filled the stands. Ethan panicked. Scouts are here, and Chloe said my gun might jam. If it feels off, stop, Sarah urged. James signaled her. Victor's office was empty. Now was her chance. Chloe approached, surprising Sarah. Good luck. Your gun's been switched, it won't shoot straight. She hesitated. I saw you help Ethan. Not everyone would. Was Chloe wavering? In the finals, Sarah's sabotage pistol pulled right. She locked eyes with Victor's smug face, then Michael's words echoed. You're the best. She raised the gun, time slowing. Her first shots hit dead center, silencing the crowd. Compensating flawlessly, she moved through the course, her precision surgical. At the final stage, she fired rapidly, carving Sarah Kane, SF-22, into the target wall, her unit and service number. The room froze. Victor's face strained of color. He knew who she was. Chloe gaped, awestruck. Ethan stared, betrayed. Sarah spoke calmly. This gun's off. Can I try a fair one? James stepped forward. You're in the presence of Lieutenant Sarah Ghost Shooter Kane, record holder for the longest combat shot. The crowd gasped, cameras flashing. Sarah seized the moment. 7 years ago, my husband, Captain Michael Kane, uncovered a conspiracy. American weapons were used against our troops by businessmen like Victor Grayson. Michael was killed to silence him. I followed his trail here. Chaos erupted as federal agents stormed in, her contact leading. Victor Grayson, you're under arrest for arms trafficking and murder. His allies were detained, their deal exposed. Victor raged. You're nothing. Sarah leaned in. I was the ghost watching you. Now I'm your justice. Chloe, betrayed, faced Sarah. Did you know about my father? Yes, Sarah admitted. I'm sorry. Chloe straightened. He deserves this. That shooting was unreal. Ethan confronted Sarah. Who are you? Someone who saw your talent, she said. Everything I taught you was real. 6 months later, Victor's trial exposed a vast corruption network. Chloe testified against him, grappling with her identity. Sarah bought Elite Precision, transforming it into Horizon Range, a haven for veterans and youth. James taught, Ethan managed programs, and Chloe joined, seeking redemption. The bullet-carved wall, preserved, became a legend. Sarah found peace, her ghost quieted. With James, she built a cautious bond, rooted in shared scars. One evening, she fired 12 perfect shots, her skill eternal. Still got it, James said. This is my mission now, Sarah replied, gesturing to the community they'd built. The next day, she planned a program for female veterans, her past fueling others' futures. Ghost Shooter and Sarah Kane had merged, finding home. Never judge someone by their cover. Everyone has a wall to carve their name. Have you been underestimated and proven them wrong? Share your story below. Also, was Chloe's initial mocking justified, or did it cross a line? Drop your thoughts on teasing in relationships. Let's spark a debate.